In this video, we're looking at the difference of two squares. So remember, the difference of two squares has a formula when we're expanding, which you can see on your screen here. So to factorize these quickly, you square root both terms and then write the answers in the two brackets. And to finish it off, one of the brackets has a plus, one of the brackets has a minus. So what I mean by that is, if we look at this example here of y squared minus 9, what we're going to do is we're going to square root our y squared, that's our term 1, and that gets us y. And then we're going to square root our second term, which was the 9, and that gets us 3. Now what I mean by put them into brackets, what I'm going to do now is write out our two sets of brackets, like difference of two squares are. I write y here, 3 there, y here, 3 there. And all we need to do is have one being a positive and one being a negative. Alright, so notice one's a positive, one's a negative, but everything else is the same. So you square root the first term, square root the second term, place them in the two sets of brackets, and then have a minus, one with a minus, one with a plus. So if we go to this one here, we can do the same thing, except when what we should always be looking for first is if there's a highest common factor, and in this case there is. So our highest common factor here is going to be 3. So we should always do a factorization of that first. So knowing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the 3 out the front. And then 48 divided by 3 gets me 16. M squared stays. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so just x squared goes there. Now what I'm going to do is square root both sides. Now I know it's a difference of two squares because 16 is a squareable number to get me a whole number, and so is our x squared over here. Everything inside the brackets can give me a whole number, a rational number. So what I do is I go my square root of 16m squared, and that gets me 4m. Square root of x squared gets me x, and then we follow the same rules we did with the previous example, except 3 just stays out the front here this time. So in here I've got 4m, I've got x, 4m, and I've got x. Add a plus to one and add a minus to the other, and that's all there is to it. So again, with these difference of two squares, you need to recognize that everything should be a whole number when you square it. That's how you know it's a difference of two squares. And then one set of brackets is going to be a plus, the other is going to be a minus.